welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me, as always, are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hello, Rob. It's me, Jackie.
What is this voice? What is this?
Oh,
that's
my
my
goodness.
new one. I'm going to use
your
that one.
Mr. Ed voice.
That's going to be my summer voice.
Amazing.
Okay.
It's me, Diana. I just sound the same.
You need a funny voice, too.
No, thanks.
Oh,
I'll work on Diana this week about getting a funny voice for her.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, so we are here doing a special bonus episode. We're very fortunate to have two fabulous guests joining us to talk about a conference that we're huge fans of. But before we introduce the conference, let's introduce our special guests. Special guests, please. Sign in. That's like an old TV show thing. Sign in, or please introduce yourselves to the audience.
I don't think I knew people signed in. I knew people signed out, but I am Camille. I am the BABA Vice President, and with me is...
Hello, everyone. I feel like I needed my announcer voice too.
You did.
Hello,
you did
everyone.
Good. Rob, you are fired.
Oh, come on. My voice naturally sounds like that.
Fired.
Hello, everyone. My name is Denisha Gingles, and I am the president of BABA.
And so you both spoiled it with your titles, but we are here to talk about the BABA conference, which is coming up very shortly. But we were excited to get a chance. I'm sure you are too. Are very busy because what is a conference? You just like you get out a hotel and you send out some evites and that's it, right?
Oh,
that's
so easy, so easy.
Right?
Oh,
Tons of extra time to chat with us, I'm sure. But with BABA conference coming up, we wanted to have you on to chat a little bit about what people can expect going to the conference and some highlights and everything. But yes, so we're very happy that you found some time in what I'm sure is an increasingly busy and hectic schedule to chat with us a little bit about the conference this year.
Thank you for having us. We are so excited to be here.
Yeah. So we had an excellent time going. Diana and I were able to go last year at the conference in Detroit. We had a lot of fun. It definitely was there was like a real vibe to the conference that I had not had at any other conference I'd been to. The speakers were great, but there was just like a real sense of community built into the conference that was really, really exciting. I mean, is there sort of a thought as to, okay, how do we make that happen again? How do we make that happen every year as you're getting into the planning to just like really make sure that community spirit kind of stays a part of it and really keeps you standing out from a lot of other conferences?
absolutely. So a lot of people don't know, but I served as the first conference chair. And from the very beginning, the desire was to create a conference that actually felt like a warm hug, that felt like our community coming together in ways that we already are familiar with. We know what it's like to go to our family reunions and to hang out with people that we call family or family friends, right? And so we wanted to make sure that it felt like that. And even though that first year was in the virtual space, we accomplished it. We had 492 people online, and we felt right there with one another. And so, we have critical aspects that remain in place between every year. And again, from building the foundation, we just make sure if it's not broke, don't fix it. But our goal also with everything is to evolve. And so while it is making sure that we maintain that spirit of community, we still want to continue to get better for our community and make sure that we're really honing in on the components we miss, because nothing is ever perfect. And our goal is to just continue to center our community as a whole. And so figuring out how to do that each year is necessary.
Frankly, when I think about conference planning, if I just had the speakers show up and then like a venue picked, I would feel like I'd succeeded. So
put out a bowl of granola bars.
I know. So I'm blown away. I go to a conference and it's like, wow, there's like not only speakers and a place, but sense of community and activities to do. And I'm like constantly feeling engaged. Like that's above and beyond as far as I can tell. So kudos.
So to me, it felt like there was a real intentionality to the theming of the conference and the mission of building and celebrating community really came through when we only were present in person 1 year, but that absolutely came through. So good job.
Thank you.
Good job on that. And I'm sure that will continue this year, but we haven't even said when it is, where it is. These are important details.
We get everyone excited, and then they'll ask the question to their podcast player, and then we'll tell them the answer.
Okay. Well, maybe they've already been screaming it. We don't know.
Maybe they've Googled it at the Siri. When, and where? Actually, let's speak. Oh, Siri actually came on. Sorry. So let's start with the where. So Bob is in Baltimore, Maryland this year.
Uh-huh.
Are you sort of thinking about, okay, new location, new venue, kind of what went into that decision, and kind of what are you excited about with the change in venue this year?
Yeah, so we've always had a plan to have the conference in different places. Having it in Detroit, just like having it in Baltimore, we're always looking for places that really have this rich foundation in our culture. And both of the places, they're actually kind of eerily similar. I think they have the same kind of vibe, to be honest, but both places really have a really deep historic history and culture within our community. So that was really, really important to us. We're going to be right by just beautiful landscape and nature and the views. I think every time I think of like where it's going to be, I'm always like that person who's always thinking of like the social media angles where you're like, I can get a picture here. I can get a picture here. It's just the vibe is really good. And then, it's going to be in July 19th through the 21st. And I'm excited. We have a whole lot of things that are going to be going into the conference, similarly to last year, in addition to the actual learning that will be happening. So I think Baltimore is just going to be, like Denisha said, just better, than ever, because we're always looking to just grow and continue to improve.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I mean, when you're planning a conference, I don't know, do you have to go visit the space, or are you able to do a lot of that virtually these days?
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's kind of like wedding planning, or at least I had a wedding planner, because that's definitely not my ministry. Same. But there are things that that you can do virtually. But I know Denisha and I were both local to the Baltimore area. Planning is more of her go. So she definitely went in person and scoped out the place and all that stuff. But a lot of that you can also do virtually.
Yeah, I will say, one of the things Camille mentioned is making sure that we look for places that represent our community. So we are looking for places. That's number one. We also look at where our membership is, but also who's going to plan it, and do we have someone local? That's helpful. Not all the time, because if you know where we're going next year, you know that we're not local. But for Baltimore, I have the ability. I've been to the hotel that we're going to be at. I've stayed there before. Also have been there in the planet, and also will continue to have the ability to continue to go there. So that's one thing that's helpful, because when you start thinking about the events that take place, we need to mark it in those spaces. So it's just a helpful additional point, like if you have someone local, but it's not always necessary, as long as you are able to like see things online, the pictures, because a lot of the places will help you with that if you can't make it there in person.
That's cool. Now, I know like every year, I think, when you're planning, I don't know if maybe it gets old, Denisha, you've been the planner before, so maybe it's old hats. It's, this person's coming in, we got to plan for this event. Again. But when you're sort of thinking about what's coming up this year, like, when you're sort of looking at the to-do list, when you're thinking about, what, whether it's a new attendee or someone who's been to BABA before, is there something this year that you were just so excited about for folks to come in? I'm sure there's multiple things, but if you had to pick one that you're like, everyone's gonna be so excited when they see this, or perhaps, hey, I don't care if anyone notices this, I had fun about this while I was planning the conference, because, when you do a lot of work, you deserve to have fun too. Kind of what's that one thing that you're feeling about? You can do more if you want, certainly, but if there's one that's jumping out, love to hear it.
Because why should you choose, right? Like, why do we have to choose?
Yeah, right?
You know what?
Exactly.
It's an arbitrary question. You could do 10 if you would like to.
Well, I know for me, I have two things I'm most excited for. I'll just say one. The first one, I think, or the one I'll say is the gala. I feel like within our culture, we just love to dress. Like we love a good theme, and we execute it every single time. This year's theme can be interpreted to many different things. Hint, the Beyonce album. And so I'm really excited to tailor an outfit specifically to Queen Bee. But I'm just excited to see everyone. Like last year, the gala was just so beautiful. And it was just a really good time for us to kind of just like let our hair down and just be. And again, obviously, like you go to conferences for the CEUs, and of course, I think it goes without saying how important those are. But it's like those pockets of intimacy are the things that I'm most excited about. And so that intimacy and that communal kind of vibe mixed with just dressing down, like I'm excited about that.
I cannot tell you how jealous I was last year when Diana and Rob came home and showed me the pictures of the gala from last year. And I was like, I am very sad I missed that, because there is never a time where I will ever be able to look that good, right? Like I don't live in a life that galas are a thing. And so I love
It's over, Jackie. I'm sorry. It'll never happen. Just give up.
You can do it.
Right, but
bring the glamour.
and it was like beautiful. Like every picture, I was like, what? So, I mean, if only go for the gala, because that seems like wow, like you get to go all out in your own way. Like like everyone like dressed differently, right? And that's something I loved. And like there was like some whoa dresses. And I just thought that part, right? That's not what you get at a traditional conference. I can say that, right? Like I never go to a conference and I'm like, I need to, like Diana had to go buy a new dress. I remember shopping for the dress with you. She was like, I don't have a dress to wear. And that's like, where's my blazer? Boring. Right?
See, I'm waiting for my most boringly dressed award. I believe I won it last year. I have not gotten it yet.
I bet you did.
I don't know, Denisha, if that's in the mail. Did it get lost? My certificate?
I think it did.
But I know, kind of to that point, the gala last year, the picture Diana took of me I believe when you came in, there was this really great, like,
it was a champagne
wall.
Yeah.
We had the violin player above us.
Yeah.
And that picture has sort of been, I had to do a picture this year for like where my office was. I used that picture. Diana used that picture and got me like a little personal Lego man of myself in the outfit I was wearing too. So that, that alone, folks, it's probably the picture I will use to be my picture from here on out.
Please be sure to send that to us after this, because I want to see it. Like I have to see it.
I need to see the Lego man, please.
Okay.
Oh, he's on my bookshelf upstairs. I will send that. I will send that afterwards.
Okay.
Denisha, how about you?
Yeah, no. So I'm gonna say, so Camille and our birthdays are close to each other. So we have a lot of moments where we're like here. So a lot of what she said, and I'm probably gonna repeat a little bit, but I would say for me, my number one would be the speakers. So this is our first year where we're going to have all Black speakers. And it also is our first year that we're doing a mini conference. So we actually get to cultivate our speaker lineup this year and getting the abstracts back. I was just so overwhelmed. And there's one in particular that immediately when I saw the title and then read the abstract, I got rushed back to college. And it was such an important part of my college experience and many other Black women, specifically their college experience, that I just can't even wait to like share that abstract with the world, because like, I don't know, I just think these are the moments that we live for, to like see our stories and our experiences represented in these spaces. So I'm very excited about our speakers. But like Camille said, I also too like to get dressed up. So I am excited about the gala. I love the theme. This year's theme is Harlem Renaissance, 1920s Harlem Renaissance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know, but I used to live in New York and I used to live in Harlem, and I just love Harlem. But really, I love everything that the Renaissance stands for in terms of 1920s Renaissance, especially for Black people. There was a lot of art. It was a vibrant time. There were other things that were going on around that time, but it really speaks to like an evolution. And I really just love the theme, but I'm excited to get dressed up and get my dress because I too will be shopping for my dress soon.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't sound like a theme. You're like, I think I got like 2 of those in my closet.
Right.
I'm gonna go, grab them out. I would probably wear the same outfit and then win the award two times in a row if I were able to make it this year.
But the theme across all of this is celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right? So celebrating these moments because they don't happen that often, and then celebrating culture and Black excellence within our field and everything all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
So, Denisha, I know you don't have to read, from the program, but kind of when you're talking about your keynotes, you're talking about getting the abstracts back. Are there any that you can kind of
Some of it's top secret.
Can you sneak peek like 1 or 2 while we're talking, maybe?
I can, because if you follow our social media, you actually saw that we announced 1 and 2.
Yes.
So number 1 is Dominique Shorter-Taylor, who is based in Chicago. And Dominique is a BCBA. You might know her as Dom, the BCBA mom. And the name of her game is dissemination. So she will be talking about preaching to the choir. And how we can, further expand our reach utilizing other methods like social media and speaking engagements.
Oh, okay.
Exciting.
That's awesome. That's right up our. We speak to the choir, and then we decided to stay there, so that's what we do. But so we probably will.
Amazingly, Rob is not on social media, which you might think would be impossible.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It passed me by, I think. And then now when I try to do, I've tried to do Discord and everyone's using fancy keywords and I'm just like, I'm too embarrassed to ask. I don't know how to use this. I feel like someone's grandpa, when they tag someone and they write the word tag my son in Facebook. And it's like, no.
They write out hashtags.
It's really embarrassing. Yeah.
So anyway, the lineup is new to him.
No, I'm excited. Yeah. I want to. I like to hear it this way. This is how I want my information.
I agree with you. I just got off social media probably about 6 or 7 months ago, but I may make my way back. Who knows? But I like the one-on-one.
It's so much more fun.
I just
you miss all the context.
Denisha all current events, at least every other day. I'm like, okay, in case you missed it, this happened.
And I'm always like, yes, I missed it. Thank you.
Camille, could you just write all the current events in a letter, send it to me by post, and then I will read that when it arrives, and that's how I get my news.
I will.
Camille, do you want to do number 2, or you want me to take it away?
I'll let you take it away.
Okay. Well, number 2, the second speaker is Brianna Kelly. And for those who don't know Brianna Kelly, also a BCBA, but she is a social worker based in Atlanta. And Brianna Kelly actually is talking about self-determination. Mm-hmm. And if you've never heard her speak, she is rooted in all things Blackness. And I'm really just excited to hear her bring this message home at the conference.
Yes.
So that is our number 2.
Oh, that's so awesome.
What's
self-determination is
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's my new pet project.
Yes.
I am so excited by that. And what a great combo of a BCBA and a social worker.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we have many of those.
Yeah. And it's cool too because both of them are these dynamic speakers who just turn concepts on their heads in this way that is so abstract, but also they simplify it for people like me who need it simplified. And so I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. And that's just 2.
Yeah.
You gotta get back on social media to see the rest.
No, Camille, I need you to email no, don't even email. I want you to write it hand, cursive.
And mail it to you.
Get a pigeon to carry it to me, perhaps. So I know when planning a conference, I know one of the things that I always love when I go to a conference, and I had this a lot last year at Baba, it kind of feels like there's often like a theme beyond the theme. Like I think last year I was really excited going into some of the smaller talks. There were so many folks talking about precision teaching last year, which I am like very into. Not as into it's a young person. I know, like we had like Jared Van coming over and like, oh, you're my grandparents' favorite podcast. No, he was. We're just really trying to age ourselves in this bonus here. No, but we were able to meet up with him. There were a lot of talks about that, but it wasn't like the theme was precision teaching in big letters. But it just kind of felt like I found these like great pockets of speakers on the subject. Have you kind of gotten a sense from sort of hearing from some of your other speakers of like, what's the sort of the hidden theme or kind of some other talks that aren't, the big keynotes, but that, hey, if you get a chance or you're free at this time, this is like a smaller talk or a talk that might not have as much reach, but is going to be so cool. Like, is anything kind of jumping out as you're getting the program all finalized?
So again, this is a mini conference. So we have 8 speakers this year, and they're all on the same playing field this year as well. So there's not any that's considered small. But I will say in terms of theme, we did a great job at just orienting all of our speakers, again, to our values as an organization. So when those requests were sent out, we spoke about our values in those messages. And I would say the theme of those will be reflected from Baba's values, which, just to summarize those, number 1 is going to be collectivism. And, they're going to be rooted in our ancestral wisdom and values and teachings, and recognizing that there's information to share that is just beyond what we've been taught from the dominant groups in behavior analysis. So,
yeah, I feel like usually what we're kind of used to, and I'm sure you all can probably attest to this from, different conferences and stuff, especially anything that has to do with DEI, it still kind of has this lens that's really centered on oppression, but centered on the oppressor, not the actual people who should be centered in DEI. So with us and our organization, and like she said, our organizational values and our mission, it was really, really important for all of us within the organization, and of course reflected in our speakers, for it to really be centered on us and our community.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So it's single track.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so no matter where you go, you're getting you're getting it all.
You're getting it
That's
all.
awesome.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, I love single track conferences. It's like going to a restaurant and then not having to choose what you're going to eat. You just can sit down and it just gets served for you.
Because the chef has curated it for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's curated.
You are the
So
chef.
this is nice.
Yeah.
Prepared the menu.
Right? Like it decreases your response effort. And that's what it's all about. Like just show up and learn and then look really cute. At the events, that's it. That's all we need.
That's right.
I love that. This is a prefix menu.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't have to worry about making a wrong choice because it's all the right choice.
Yeah.
It's all been laid out.
When you talk about like your collective, everyone's experiencing the same talks, right? So then everyone's kind of going through the conference together. Yeah. I think that is whenever I go to single track conferences, that's one thing I love, is because now everybody has that same experience and it allows for deeper discussions, at those times where you're discussing, right? Like lunch, dinner, after dinner, if you do those types of things. I don't, because I'm an old lady, but some people do. And I always find those discussions to be more, deeper than the surface layer. Like, I went to this talk. It was great, period. Yeah. Right? And then someone's like, I went to this talk. It was good too.
That can be fun, but it's nice to feel like everyone's talking about the same thing.
Yes.
So it's not just, so I wrote you a letter to tell you about the talk I went to, and then that's all you get. Like, we have to talk about the same talk. So we can't just say, I went to this talk. Or the end of the conversation. We got to talk about the content. We got to get into agree, disagree, something new we learned. There's a lot more to it. That's exciting. Oh boy. All right. Any other I know we said we wouldn't keep you long, and I know we're all tired at a recording time behind the scenes, and you two probably have a lot more like conference work you got to get done. Any other like fun secrets or any other tidbits that folks should know about that we can spoil on the show tonight?
Well, this will be the first year that there is a members only event. Actually, this is not the first year. Let me take that back. We had it the first year during the online conference, but this will be the first time that we're doing a members only event in person. And it is our reunion at the park. So we're really excited to connect with members, new and old. Yeah. And just kick back. So that's
cool.
Yeah. A little bit of a sprinkle there.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. All right. So just so everyone gets the information, the call to action about where to go, what the dates are, where they can register, all that stuff. Do you mind kind of sharing that out again? And we'll have a link certainly in the notes section as well. But just to get it auditorily and then in writing. And we'll be sending pigeons to everyone with the information. We don't know if they'll make it to you folks because we don't know who needs it, but
They're going to get
keep
there
your eye
on
to the
July
sky.
22nd.
Sometime next September, you'll be getting.
Yeah, so if you go to our website, so Baba Info, so BABAINFO.org /conference, that'll pull up our conference page, and then you can also see it on the Behavior Live page as well.
Excellent. And again, the dates again?
It is going to be July 19th through the 21st.
Excellent. Good old in Baltimore, Maryland this year. Very cool.
Get some crabs, get some crab dip, all things crab, Old Bay, all the things.
Crab chips.
Yeah, crab chips.
We were down at a wedding in Maryland last weekend, and we did stop at a convenience store, and it was really hard not to grab the bag of crab chips, knowing that might be my only chance for a little while. So
we'll send you some after the conference.
Good. By bird, by probably a bigger bird, like an eagle or something, just to carry the big bag. I want the family size crab chips. The little pigeon might not.
God.
Well, Denisha and Camille, thank you so much for taking the time out of the busy organizing schedule to chat with us about BABA. It is a conference that we're always excited to talk about and hear about, and we're really glad we could get you on to talk a little bit about this year's conference and share it out for folks either who weren't sure if they could go this year, to hear a little bit more about it, and just to kind of keep getting the word out to let everyone know what a great time it has been and will be again this year.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.